Simple Man with Ethan Crelinsten, Nicky Rod, and Damien Anderson. Oh, stay a while if you know about the Jiujitsu. If you don't, you can come too. This is BT.
Welcome back to the Simple Man podcast. I'm Damien.
Put us in.
Nicky Rod.
Ethan Crelinsten.
Nicky Rod just defied my orders to put Zins in because we have a challenge today. I didn't explain to you guys the challenge.
Did you piss on your knee? What is that?
Oh,
You always have a wet spot
this
somewhere.
is Leo. I come here. I try to befriend Leo, and he actually got a little schmegma on me. So then I took a wet paper towel and fucking wiped off so it didn't stain. There's like schmegma
That's
here.
your own smegma.
Oh, I always get schmegma. He's a dirty
You're coated
dog
in
with a
smeg.
face.
Dogs are
His
dirty.
face.
I got a haircut.
He drools. Oh yeah. For those that
So
don't
that's
know,
it.
Ethan
Yeah.
has a haircut.
How
How are you feeling about it?
Cold.
Cold. I feel everything.
My neck is cold. Actually cold.
younger.
Yeah, I am cold. I'm constantly
Wow.
cold.
You look quite a bit younger.
Really? Well, that's
Younger. I don't know. You look pretty fucking old to me, dude.
good. Well, yeah. Anyway, what's the challenge?
All
What are we
right,
doing?
guys. We have the world's most sourest candy.
Why do we do this to ourselves?
Another brilliant idea from my other half.
Ah,
So
You have your phone right next to your ball sack.
it's not good. I have
radiation.
two high
he's
tests.
trying to shrink his taint.
I have too high of a test. So
Test positive.
which actually my test was very high when I got my blood work. You ever get your blood work done?
Yes.
My test was 840, I think. 840 or 860
a high score.
after I
After
trained.
your steroid regimen.
after I was on a lot of steroids.
Yeah, it's a huge amount.
no,
After you
it was
trained.
after,
That's crazy.
after
That's
morning. I went after morning session. They said like I wasn't
at Henzo's? Or
No, back
here?
at B team. Yeah. I was supposed to like fast and I was supposed to fucking get adequate rest or whatever, but I was like fucking I just want to see, where my fucking shit's at.
what's up.
But
Fuck.
guys, we'll do this without
Mr. Smith.
without Smith here, so he'll have a fun time.
You don't think he wants to do it?
And yeah, I guess
So you can't just bite it, huh?
no, you just got to suck it.
Well, I feel
For
it's
$1
gonna be here
billion?
in 5 minutes.
Yeah, so I mean, we'll do the podcast. We could do the podcast while it's in our mouth.
Oh, how long is this gonna take to fucking?
Who's gonna
this
last
is a
the longest?
solid. Oh, well, I'm gonna win. I won the last one. I'm winning this one. All right.
All right, we're gonna do a stopwatch, and then we'll just continue. Oh yes. All right. So
Yeah.
Jim
You
Dog-
don't think-
so then,
oh shit.
Oh, fuck.
You don't think we should
Leo's
do it when
gonna-
he gets here?
Well, we'll have it in, and it'll just be a funny. It'll just enjoy us being like, "What the fuck's going on?" You can't put it in yet. You gotta
Don't
wait until
do
all
it.
of us put it in, and then you can't. Don't do anything.
Doesn't smell like anything.
All right, guys.
I don't like this.
It can't be as bad as
That's what
the
I'm
one
thinking.
chip challenge,
But I know anything challenge associated is not gonna be fun.
or a lot of fun. We'll have.
Well, you
he
have
might
a Zin.
fart. He might fart.
Oh, you're gonna fart right away? Yeah.
Well, that's why I said don't do the Zin. But I mean, do what you want to do.
It's so spicy. I already farted. That was one of the funniest fucking.
That
lines.
was a great quote. So basically,
Yeah.
Nicky Rod fucking eats the shit, and he's like,
He doesn't even eat the whole chip.
he doesn't eat the
Wow,
whole.
we're gonna keep an eye on you on this one. Where he has like a rock.
You got
like
to eat
a
the whole
little
thing.
Yeah. You guys put the whole thing in your mouth.
He puts half of the thing in his mouth, and he's like,
He crumbles it up. He has like a barricade of water bottles and random shit.
He's like, you guys eat the whole thing, and then he's like, oh, it's so spicy, I already farted, as if like
That's a universal reaction.
Yeah. All right, guys, you guys ready? Where's your?
So,
we're just
so
gonna
this
do it?
is there a name brand for this?
I don't have the name, but there is a name for it, obviously.
Burning my fingers.
All right,
No, it's not.
we put it up.
I'm gonna fucking spit this out.
Cheers.
3, 2, 1, go.
Cheers.
Put it in. Oh. Oh. Ah. That's so spicy. You can't drink anything either. All right, guys. Oh.
That's not bad.
What? What? This is disgusting.
It's
Okay.
not bad. Oh, yeah, okay.
Ugh. Okay, so you're competing this weekend.
Yeah.
How you feel? So what weight are you doing?
155 pounds.
Oh,
Austin
this is
Open?
disgusting. I didn't know. Oh, it's not that bad.
I'm gonna win for sure.
Yeah, 155. How do you feel? Oh, actually, starting to taste a little bit good.
Imagine he just swallows it whole.
Oh,
It's not bad.
oh, it's pretty good now. Okay, so Austin Open.
But Jim's stoic. Didn't even react.
Jim's like, I like the pain.
He's bleeding out of his ear. Oh, dude, how'd that thing go?
What thing?
Speaking of bleeding out of your ear. How,
Oh, good. So basically, guys, for the thing, our videographer does these medical trials.
Are you okay with us sharing this? All right.
Well, I mean, we already shared it now. So yeah.
He edits it out. Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Yeah, go say anything you want to say. So, basically, like, fucking get paid money, do lab rat shit. What was this drug thing that they had you testing? This is pretty good now.
It's not a challenge at all.
It was.
It's so easy. But sorry.
Lou Gehrig disease?
Lou Gehrig's, right?
Yeah.
Is it Gehrig?
I think it's Lou Gehrig's disease. You still having the... Well, you got a Zin in there as well. You're mixing them.
Okay, so
yeah.
what was it? What would they do?
So trying all these different ways.
Well, one thing's
And do
for
you know-
sure, you're never getting Lou Gehrig's disease.
Maybe
That's sure.
maybe they gave him Lou Gehrig's disease, and they're trying to take it away.
So do you know what it was? Like, what is this medication?
It's just a drug that helps with it. I don't.
But hold on. You could have been in the placebo group.
Yeah.
You don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's two types of medicines. And
Oh, yeah, ALS. You guys ever do the fucking ALS challenge?
Ice bucket challenge?
Ice bucket, yeah.
Can you let this guy?
Yeah.
Just want to take a quick moment to thank our sponsors, Massive Supplements and Violent Hippie. Use code SimpleMan, all caps, for 15% off both of those companies. Massive Supplements, trademarked Smash and Greens, Smash and Reds, very nutrient-dense foods. I personally use their creatine and BCAAs during my workout and sometimes even before the workout. For Violent Hippie, they have soaps, USDA CBD oils, T-shirts, rash guards, you name it, owned by former Navy SEAL Mitch Aguiar. Use Simple Man to get 15% off.
Guys, Violent Hippie, Massive Supplements, get the Smashing Greens, Smashing Reds, all the vitamins, nutrients you need to get that body that you want.
NickyRod style.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy, NickyRod. If you're looking to support the Simple Man podcast and myself, please check out carnejerky.com, CarneJerky. What's up, y'all? It's Damien Anderson and Nicky Rod from the Simple Man Podcast. We're here to let you know that our merch is live. You guys want some t-shirts, some fancy cups, support the Simple Man Podcast, and get our merch. Link in bio.
All right, so we now have on our guest.
Mr. James Smith.
You're
I
gay.
am the worst level of jiu-jitsu that anyone would ask for a selfie for at a tournament.
Yeah.
Mate, I was
Sick.
I went to like this ADCC thing in Australia, and two people were like, "Oh, can we get a pic?" And someone looks, and I was like, "Don't worry, it's not from jiu-jitsu. It's not from jiu-jitsu.
It's not from skill. I mean, you're getting better, right?
Yeah,
Over the years.
Mate, loving it. I feel like I'm still nowhere near the top, but I've moved up the pecking order, maybe a tiny bit at B team. When I came in before, didn't get beat. Well, yeah, I got beaten pretty bad by a lot of people.
What'd you think? Less bad this time.
It tastes great, honestly, really good. Feel your focus. Cognizant.
Cognizant.
Oh my god!
So that's like even in C-Bomb, the bodybuilder.
Yeah.
He's brought out a drink now. The next wave, I think, is going to be nootropics, things that help you concentrate with caffeine. Mm-hmm. Because like people, when they like sit down, work, study, or even jiu-jitsu, like, so you smash one of those before training. Some of the compounds in there help you like memory recall, stress-induced fatigue. Like some of the studies that we looked through when we were doing it was like nurses and doctors doing night shifts made less mistakes when they were supplementing some of the ingredients.
Oh, really?
So it's like went all bro science on it, and we made that. This is fucking.
Dude, this tastes fucking good. Yeah, you can. You can.
Yeah,
put
you
that
put on the table.
Yeah.
This is fucking good.
help yourself.
Holy shit! What?
So like, do you know Chris Williamson?
Yeah, super
So, like,
famous guy. Yeah.
Modern Wisdom podcast here. Like we went into business together and made these. So like,
Really, yeah.
Is there how many calories are in here?
maybe there's because of the sweeteners. There's like maybe a couple, like, but they're not technical proper calories.
Yeah.
Because there's no calories actually on this, huh?
Yeah, but I think like if you were to like take it to a lab, someone would be like, oh, technically with that sweetener, you've got to disclose that there's maybe 1 or 2 calories from someone else.
Yeah.
But
Your
yes.
this packaging as well is very nice.
Yeah, so like we went through
classy.
like loads of designs, and then AI generated the eye, and like we
yeah.
were like, oh, that's cool.
Sick.
Because you guys in America, you got a lot of shit on shelves. Like you go to the shop to get like an energy drink, you got like 50 different ones to pick from. In the UK and in Australia, there's not many. So we're like, we need something to try and stick out in the US market. And even like
Eye-catching.
yeah, Chris did a podcast last week with Jordan Peterson, and there's just one of our cans just in front of him chilling the whole time.
Perfect.
So people recognize the eye.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems pretty iconic. I've definitely seen
Iconic, does it?
Iconic,
Huh?
yeah.
Feels iconic.
I've seen it on Chris's podcast quite a few times.
Eye-catching.
All right, now I'm out of the loop. Chris, who?
What's his name? Willison?
Yeah,
Williamson.
Williamson. So there's a podcast called Modern Wisdom.
Okay.
So like he's an English guy, and like he won't mind me saying this, for like 3 years no one listened to his podcast, but he just kept doing 3 episodes a week, 3 episodes a week.
You can
3
relate.
episodes a week.
People listen to us. A lot of people listen to us.
And then he like 3 years ago he got an online episode with Jordan Peterson. More people listened to that in one episode than the whole year combined.
For sure.
Then he got Jocko
Jordan
Willing.
fucking
How the
Peterson,
fuck did he
yeah.
get Jordan Peterson? Wait, do you know how he got Jordan Peterson?
I think he just kept pestering and kept asking. And
That's
his
what we
downloads
gotta
got
do.
better and better. And then he got Jocko, then he got David Goggins. But like
What?
and Huberman a few times as well. So like, but the thing he does
How?
now, he
We pester him.
You just keep bothering them and they'll do it?
but I think now he's like worked his downloads up to the point where like people, oh, do you want to come on my podcast? Like, you're like, hey, I get fucking 2 million downloads.
Once you get to a certain level, people are more interested in
So-
it. Get a big
Yeah. No, if we just download our own podcast 2
Over and
million
over and over,
times,
yeah.
we can now
You
get.
could do it.
We can do it.
Make 1 million fake email addresses.
Yeah.
He's
and
at
then,
the point now where he can go to LA, rent like a warehouse, then spend $20,000 on production and filming, get like literally like director of cinematography, get the lighting all right. So even in the JP episode, there's like the sunset in the background on the back. It's all fake. It's like all studio, all like there's like 8 different dudes there setting up the set.
Wow.
And then he'll record it in like 6K. It's like a like the mad production. Not
Holy
guys, I mean this
shit.
production is pretty good here.
I mean,
It
this
doesn't
is
get much better.
6K. This is 6K. I didn't even know 6K
I'd
was
say
a
about
thing.
$20,000 went into this.
I thought 4K.
$20,000.
Actually, no. About like almost $1 million went into this
this?
house.
Wow,
Oh,
This
yeah,
house,
house,
yeah. I mean, that's where we are. Yeah. No.
It's a cool crib.
Yep,
You can
yep.
tell like in America, you guys got so much land.
yeah.
so much space.
Not at,
Crazy.
like the closer you are to the city, the less land you got. But I don't mind driving 25 minutes.
Real
to
quick,
practice.
where are you from?
So in the UK, there's like an area called Windsor. That's where the Queen used to live. The King kind of lives now. We've got a little castle,
R.I.P.
little flag. Yeah. And then I moved to Australia when I was 27 in 2016. Man, like pretty interesting. I'll be open. I did a ketamine trip at a festival in Croatia.
Fuck.
And it sounds crazy, but like the most important decision of my life ever was to go to Oz, and it happened in that K trip.
Why?
I tell you, literally, I was there at Martin Garrix, like jamming out to music, and then suddenly this like voice in my head was like, "You need to go to Australia, mate." Before then,
It was this guy behind him. He's like,
The most important
he's feeding him ketamine. He's like, go to Australia.
it sounds like I think there might have been something that could. Well, basically, there was an Aussie guy there with his wife, and I remember like I might have taken a key out, and I looked and I was like, "That's too big." I kind of looked at him, and he was like, "You're safe." He's like,
You're
he's
safe
kind-
with me.
He's kind of looking at me like, "I got you," you know. So that could have been something to do with it. But anyway, yeah. So I had I had a PT business at the time, training people like 8 sessions a day, whatever. Went to Australia, and that's when everything on my social media started booting off.
Wow.
So you figured it out. You figured out the social media aspect in Australia.
I was kind of like rumbling along, similar to Chris's podcast. I'd done years of like not growing much. First year, 800 subscribers or followers. Next year, 2,000. So then at 4 years, I got my 10K. And then that was halfway to 1 million. So it was really crazy that like it took the same amount of time to get to 10K as it did for the next 990,000.
So what would you say the main driving force of like from 10K to where you are now has been in terms of your like production of content or
Well, like
whatever
consistency is a big one because you get better all the time, right? Jiu-Jitsu guys, the number one, like an armbar at white belt is the same as black belt, but it's the repetition and honing that skill over time that turns it into a black belt armbar that people can't get out. That's one of Roger Gracie's, by the way. He'd kill me if I didn't credit him. So like, it's the same with content production. It's those little like tweaks, the way you present it, the way you talk, like even like the jiu-jitsu landscape of content is getting better, then someone like Jason Rao comes along and you're like, holy shit, this guy's doing shorter form, literally like 20 seconds. And he's cracked the code to making the most shareable reels ever, where little gyms in Australia see him do something. They're like, what just happened? Let me send it to my boys.
Yeah.
And it gets shared around and replayed.
Yeah, then Instagram will go, whatever this guy's just posted has been sent to 3 of their homies each. So this is good content. Let's show it to other people that are interested in jiu-jitsu. So like, then as you're doing it yourself, you start to see what other people are doing. Exact same as jiu-jitsu, right? You see someone do some kind of entry, some kind of takedown, some kind of snap down that's a bit different. You then add it to your game, and in 3 months' time, it's now part of your game. So the content creation thing, you've got to be mindful of improving your own journey, but at the same time, look to what other people are doing, because that is going to influence your game, even if it's not. And
same thing with this stuff.
Just keep going, because then over time, I mean, like Rogan's podcast sucked for the first few years, but the key ingredient was that he kept going. He wasn't like trying, at the time there wasn't much else like to compete with, but yeah, it's like that consistency, and then appreciating that when that one post does do a lot better than others, you can identify why, or try and get a good understanding as to why, and then double down on that.
You sell books as well.
Yeah, so mainly because I had a following, right? So the publishers go, oh, this guy's got 300,000 followers. If 10% of them can buy a book, we can give him this advance, and then it will pay back the money, whatever. So they're very calculated with it. So then I didn't actually want to write a book at first, because I was selling a digital product online, which the profitability is way higher.
With digital products.
I was doing online personal training, so we had an app. So that we have coaching costs on the app, but the second someone buys, we're already profitable, and we need to pay our coaches within our academy. And then, they're pretty much paying for the infrastructure and everything else. But with the book, you're like, oh, the publisher's going to take all the money. They're going to then give you a piece of it. It works out probably like $1 to $2 a book, which doesn't seem like a lot. But my manager, the big guy who was training today, he stops me and he goes, there's a lot of people online who think you're a fucking prick. And he goes, they might see your book on the store shelves and look at it and go, there's that fucking prick, and pick it up and open it on a page, and they might go, oh, that's quite interesting, actually. And he's like, the book... Because on social media for so many years, I had to be like facetious, crass, like in your face. When Instagram went to, there was a point where you could only do 60-second videos. So unless you carousel it, I had to make my content a lot shorter. And all I did was come across like an asshole, because I was like, oh, you fucking this, fucking that. And the book was a great opportunity for that. And then we implemented a touring model off the back of the book. So then we were like, okay, so however many thousand people have bought the book, why don't you come to a live event? We'll do pictures, we'll do selfies. Because let's be honest, right? Again, the jiu-jitsu model for seminars is the technique, sure, but it's actually just being in the same room and meeting your heroes. Like,
it's a meet and greet.
Yeah, and they get something from it. So that event model is not too dissimilar. It's like, hey, let's have a bit of fun, let's have a joke, a laugh. We'll do a selfie with everyone, have a few drinks after. So then I get paid to write the book, get paid to sell the book, and then get paid to run the events off the back of it. Then people that are coming bring a friend, and then the friend are into the ecosystem, and it kind of like builds on from there.
And you kind of went on tour recently, right?
Yeah, I had a show in Austin last night.
Last night,
200 people.
What's the basis of your tour?
So, like a TED Talk with fingering jokes. So like
with Ingrid jokes? Fingering jokes.
So like
angry jokes?
So like the last book I wrote was like, I called it How to Be Confident. And in essence, like people have got a really shit relationship with failure. Even like you got guys who are black belts, but they make 2 videos on social media, don't go viral, and they quit. Because they like have a completely, they have the best approach to jiu-jitsu. If they lose a match, they come back bigger and stronger. But if they lose somewhere else in their life, they're fucked. So I did a book on this, and then I was like, how can I bring some of these concepts to life? And even writing the book, I did a podcast with Hickson Gracie, and he was like, James, losing is not the same as being defeated. Straight in the book. He was like, if you lose at comp, you've lost. But if you never compete again, you've been defeated. He was like, being defeated is your choice. Losing is not. So like, I have all these like lessons, but I was like, if I just do this for an hour, it's a bit boring. So like, there's bits in there about like wanking, turning up to dates when the chick's not hot, wondering if I was gay before I went to Dubai. Like all of these like little things that I can use to break up the boring. It's not boring, it's like entertaining. Like TED Talks have a lot of stuff on there you can learn from, but then you don't really want to sit there for 18 minutes.
Like keep people engaged with jokes every now and then. That's what we do here. It's just some stupid shit between
lots of stupid shit
and some serious stuff between the stupid shit.
But that's it. And I think that's the code where I don't think, if you go to, I went to Comedy Mothership the other day. Oh, nice. It's so funny. You have the best time. You're laughing away. But then you're like, you kind of just listen to people just make you laugh. And then you kind of might want to go to like, I don't know, Ted might be in town and watch that, but then you get a bit bored. So we were like, how can we tread the line of both? Which is actually like, look at someone like Craig. Craig is funny and good at jiu-jitsu. Like that is why he's so popular.
Great
Because,
combo.
You know, Gordan Ryan, very good at jiu-jitsu, but not that funny. So like it's almost the elixir and the magical potion that can elevate your brand and your everything about you to that next level.
You think it has to be comedy or it can be something else?
It could be, you know, some people are just funny. Anyway, Danaher's funny because he's funny. He doesn't mean to be.
Just inherently.
Yeah, so like some people laugh at him not because he's like doing stand up, because he lives in a fucking rash guard.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
you could be
That is
funny. You could be funny in your own ways. Like even JDawgs is funny because he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
Right? He's just a killer.
Yeah,
he's just there with his little goatee.
Yeah.
And I look at him and I'm like, this guy's more dangerous when he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
So like everyone's got their own like idiosyncrasies that make them like kind of funny. Like, and I think a lot of people are worried to share that on socials.
I see. Yeah, we're finding our way.
Yeah. So with your following, 10K to
Over a million.
over a million. When you first started out, were you always kind of like that almost like obnoxious personality type of thing, or you start off like being super informative, and then you realized you have to kind of capture their attention a little bit?
So yeah, we started off, I tried to be like everyone else. Like you just look at everyone that's come before you. Again, I'm going to use jiu-jitsu analogies because your audience, like everyone tries to replicate the BJJ Fanatics model because it's all that's been before. And like sometimes I look at it, I'm like, no one wants to watch 7 hours of Turtle. Like even if someone split the instructionals into belt levels and charged a half, or like if someone was to say, here's a 30-minute mount escape video for women, like it's the same escapes, but you're dressing it up a little bit differently. So then for me, I was pretty boring to a lot of stuff. And then I remember like one day I was pissed off one of my clients. She'd bought something fucking stupid. And like I came into the PT room, set up my phone, and I was like, just don't be a fucking bellend, don't do this, a waste of fucking time. And I just swore a lot more as if it was like me moaning about my clients, and that video just did so much better. I was like, I was like, maybe they don't want professional. Maybe, like, again, Craig puts gay on a rash guard and was like, oh. So
It's like a top selling fucking thing.
It definitely is,
Unfortunately, yep.
How does that make you feel, NickyRod?
I mean, I like the checks.
Would you wear it?
Would I wear it? I mean, I wear it to take pictures and to sell, but not my style.
I have the Natty King one, but white is not very flattering. I've gained about 15 kilograms.
Damn, white's my best color.
Yeah, I know.
Rash
I was
color.
looking
That's
at
your
you-
favorite color.
I was looking at you today, no homo. Like you got these abs that are like sticking out. They're like angry abs.
Yeah.
I've got the same curvature, but mine's all fat.
It's just one big ab.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at it like, I'll never be him.
It's not a six pack; it's a keg, right? They say.
That's
got
it.
That's what they say.
Got that
But
muscles.
yeah, it's about like just kind of looking at the market, and like sometimes we try so hard not to be ourselves, and we try and be what we think we should be. And a lot of our audience in both worlds actually just quite like real. Like, do you know what? I said this to Jeremy Skinner yesterday. I was like,
You're
like,
a bitch.
He's got the grip strength fucking like a baby.
Dude,
Like
it's-
babies give you chin-ups.
Yeah.
But I said to him like,
That's so funny because it doesn't sound like a compliment at first, but I get what you're saying.
That's true. Got a baby grip.
I said to him like, I was talking to him about like social media and content stuff, and I was like, you need hooks every time you do content. And if he's about to explain something in a reel, I said to him, you should lie. You should say, a blue belt tapped me out with this submission. It's pretty embarrassing. Let me show you. And people
just
will be
make
like,
up some crazy hook and
what
then
the
they
fuck
watch
is
the rest
this?
of the video.
Just
Yeah.
make up the fucking hook. Or like you'd be like, here's a back take this blue belt embarrassed me with. And people are even though it's not true, people want to save face though, right? They don't want to admit that maybe a blue belt had their back. That in social media it doesn't matter. Because even if some black belt from fucking New Wave thinks you're a bitch, you just got 300,000 people watching your reel where you put a call to action into look at your instructional or whatever. No one's like manipulating the game. Every PT's like, my client asked me, they didn't.
Fair.
Making shit up.
Yeah, you guys asked me about athletic greens. No one asked.
No one did.
No one asked.
No
one
one
asked.
wants to know, but everyone who watched the video does want to know.
Yes, you just need to
unfortunately,
make it up. So like, I feel like there's sometimes a lack of creativity from that jiu-jitsu world because people, rather than being themselves, want to make sure that they're stoic, undefeated.
Question now, what is the loop from social media to monetizing your following? Like what does that look like?
So this is exactly the discussion I had yesterday. I've spoke to Nicky about it before. Like this is the biggest thing that jiu-jitsu athletes mix. You can cut this out of the podcast after if you want. So,
Patreon.
Imagine you have like a real good athlete that comes training and he's just diving over guards, going for kimuras, wrist locks, everything else. And you'd be like, hey, bro, like try and establish a position first. So no one does that on social media. And you might put like an instructional or whatever it is, a call to action in your story. But the dude's walking from B team to his car. He doesn't want to sign a form. He doesn't want to do this. He's walking to his car. His finger is so trained to tap past your story. It's like the wrong time to try and get him, especially if you're going to sell an instructional. He's like, I'm 50 meters from my car. I'm not going to buy a fucking instructional now. Instead, similar to if you were to go out on 6th Street and try and get pussy, when you're in the dance floor, you could go up to girls and go, hey, do you want to fuck? And then 1 in 100 might be like, yeah, sure. But instead, you'd be better spending the whole night getting numbers off girls. Because then
diving
Monday,
kimuras or something.
Yeah, Monday you can come back and you can message them individually, because even if that girl did want to go home with you, she's out with her friends. It's the wrong place, wrong time. So you can get her on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So in the jiu-jitsu world, the most important thing is to establish a position or to pass a guard or whatever. But on social media, the first thing is to take data from your audience. And especially in a world where you guys have peaks and troughs of engagement from what's happened at the weekend, you know, your match against Yuri, like, you know, whatever it is, fucking breaking Gordan's ankle. When your engagement goes up, you need to be milking as much data as you can. Hey guys, there's 3 techniques I didn't know last year on the toe hold that I want to teach you. Give me your email address. I'll email you about it. Like, you milk the game, because then while the guys walk into his car, he's like, he stops.
He's like, shit, I need to click this. Like,
I
this
need
is,
to click
yeah.
this. I'll give them my email address. I'll give them my phone number, whatever it is. Cool. Now, when you've got their data, the next step is to use like email marketing, which I spoke with Nicky about a couple of years ago. Yeah. Because when people email you, like the MA1 drops, I would love to know the statistics of rash guards that are sold through the email, not the socials. Because
everyone keeps saying email lists. Like, this is the 5th time I've heard this from people.
From like online sales?
I heard
it's
like, all
it's
email
supposed to be
lists.
email,
That's
right?
crazy. It's
so
really
on my email list at the moment, we trimmed some fat. We got 440,000. So like
insane.
That's like a cannon that you can fire to sell. So we made 500,000 of these cans, and we sold out our first stock in like a few months from our email lists. Chris Williamson's got a big email list as well.
From the email list alone.
Just the email list alone. There's some stuff that happens on socials, but say someone wakes up and they go about their day. There's a part of your day where you check your emails, and it's not usually whilst you're on the mats waiting.
Yeah, you're
for
at home at your computer ready to buy stuff.
Right in the
to the
beginning
side
of the
of
day
you.
or some shit.
Yeah. So like people's emails are quite sacred to them. Amazon get you there, MA1 get you there. Like all of these companies, if it's important, they get you via email. Yeah. Because you're in the mode to buy then. That's when you're paying your bills. That's when you're like...
It's not when you're driving or something. Where you just,
that's where you're paying off your Amex. And then also some people need to be hit more than once. I've had people, I've had your emails for 10 months. I've just bought your product. But then say something goes bad at training. Let's say you get like a dead leg and you come home infuriated. It's an email. Hey guys, just got a fucking dead leg. I made this mistake. Like, or even I said this to Jeremy yesterday. I go, you should be like, hey, today was a shit day of training. I got dominated by wrestlers. Thank God I know 15 leg locks that I could use on all of them. You know, that would have been a really bad day at the office if I didn't tap the fuck out of all of them. If you want to know the 15 best leg locks to use against wrestlers, click here. You know, like, you then get to curate a story, whether it's a good day, a bad day. Hey, you might have seen last night I claimed Gordan Ryan's ankle. You know, like, I've done this in instructionals. It's been there. You haven't read the emails. The people on the mats are going to buy this instructional. Are you going to know the way out or not? And then you can even say, if you don't buy today, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll be here next week. And they don't mind being sold to. They're being like tickled a little bit. So
tickle the taint.
I think that to answer your question, the monetization thing is about having a system and strategy. Whereas if it was pussy, you go dance floor, numbers, dates, take them home, set them, put out. And it might be 10 people for 5 numbers, for 3 numbers of real, to then take 2 home to 1 to put out.
And he ends up being a dude.
Yeah. So like, it sounds really reductive to break it down into like sex, but that's the way people like it. If you try and jump steps or you try and go straight for the sub,
you can end up with nothing.
You guys are so methodical with your games, but they're not methodical with marketing. Whereas Craig, I think, is very silent about his systems. Because when the cat gets out the bag that like, oh, a lot of the like hype he builds on his story, a lot of the rash guards, a lot of this stuff, he wants people to send it to each other. He wants people to be talking about his...
The jokes get shared around the most. Yeah,
and think about the 5 top rash guards. You only need to buy 1 to be put into the system. And now you
have your email. Yeah.
Same as BJJ Fanatics. The second you sign up, you have to give them an email. How do BJJ Fanatics let you know about the drops? They email you about it. Then you can email them with discounts. You can email them with whatever you want. Yeah. So like, I'm about to release like a business course where I teach PTs how to do this. And in it, we're like, okay, cool. Give us your email address and phone number. Now, when an instructional say $250, I don't know why BJJ fanatics don't get a sales team and give them 10% commission on every phone call, where they could call people and go, hey bro, how's training? How's everything? How are your triangles? How many have you hit in the last month? Probably, you know.
We have XYZ DVDs if you want to buy them.
Yeah. And hey bro, just telling you on the phone, if within 7 days this isn't the best triangle instruction you've ever seen them in, I'll refund you in Stripe. You know, that's for you, that's $200 a phone call. And they could take 5, 6, 7 minutes, where some people are out there charging that for an hour of their time teaching someone jiu-jitsu. Like, I just feel like the sales and marketing side of things, like the amount of finesse that jiu-jitsu practitioners will put into one position, but they're not into their marketing strategy.
Too high in one stat.
Yeah,
No.
it's a lot of brain power.
Crazy.
I like the way you approach like the fitness aspect of things, right? Because so many like influencers and whatnot are all about like like get shredded, get jacked. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you take the approach if you're like, if you could just get a little bit better, your life would change dramatically.
Yeah, and like, isn't it fucked that when you compete in jiu-jitsu, you want to be your best, right? Physiologically, psychologically, whatever. People that do physique competitions to get ripped, on the day they compete are at their worst. They are psychologically run down, physiologically run down. Most dudes can't get a hard on unless they're on a load of tests. So like, it's weird that this fitness world where we're supposed to be trying to get people to feel better, look better, all this, they're just trying to starve themselves. And mate, one comp, I was like, I'm going to go 87 kg. Got on the clenbuterol, got shredded.
Clenbuterol?
Do you know clenbuterol?
No, what is that?
Clenbuterol?
Yeah, so it's like an asthma drug that you take, and it increases your metabolic rate, gives you mad cramps, mad tremors, bit of anxiety. Like, if you ever see someone's hands like lock up in training and they're pro on clen, it just depletes you of electrolytes. But
Why was that?
You get shredded from it or something?
yeah. So it increases your metabolic rate quite significantly.
But is it like a performance enhancing, or is it just like look like aesthetic
So
enhancing?
it's more so to be a fat burner or a fat stripper
to
kind of
lose
thing.
weight. Okay.
So let's say you're like trying to get ready for a comp. Loads of people in the fitness space use this because it doesn't matter if they get super run down. But I think Canelo got done for it. So you could just sit at home, not move, take it, and burn considerably more.
Oh wow.
It also puts you into this like slightly adrenal pathway. Derek from More Plates More Dates is going to be like, you completely butchered this. So that you prioritize fat oxidation rather than burning substrate. So clenbuterol technically is protein sparing. So whilst you're super catabolic, it doesn't eat into muscle
It just
tissue.
eats the fat for energy instead of the protein.
So like I was losing like maybe one and a bit kilograms a week. Like some of it was probably
that's a
glycogen,
lot
but it was aggressive.
Holy shit.
But I looked amazing for comp. I went into comp, first match.
What happened to you?
With competition for jiu-jitsu or bodylift?
No, for jiu-jitsu.
Oh, wow,
Straight
wow.
after
You
the
must have
pandemic.
performed horribly.
Man, I was in gi and I did like a nice takedown in gi, and I should have just ended up in his closed guard, but I was like, no, I'm passing. I went to pass. As I get around, he sweeps me. I panic. And like literally it was just mayhem from that point on. And then
Your whole body cramps.
I don't think I've ever redlined. You know when you're like, I was like, I was there at that moment. I was like, I'm fucked.
It's one move on you.
Yeah, I was like, at this point,
Oh no.
I was like,
The clen.
I was like, just tap me out so I can get off the mat.
No.
I was like, yeah, it was
Wow.
that
You
bad.
were- fuck.
Mate,
You
the-
were defeated.
the demons of this one were bad,
Oh,
and like
fuck.
I've never felt so like exhausted. But I'd obviously not been eating enough, like all of this
For
shit.
sure, yeah.
So then I have the same guy 5 hours later, and my teammates are like, just don't try so hard. And I'm like,
Wait, it was like double elimination or something?
that was gi.
Maybe
Oh,
now
no
no
gi,
gi.
right.
no gi later. So I was like,
I'll get him this time.
And my teammates were like,
Shit.
It's like a panicking goat.
Yeah, they freeze up, man.
you know, like just when, but not maybe for you guys, but for me, I've been pandemic, I hadn't competed in like 2 years. I'm like, yeah, I'll be fine. Second match, he just arm drags me, takes my back, chokes me out straight away, and I was like, this is the worst day of my life. I felt like shit. Also, once I weighed in, I went and had food, and I ate way too much because I've been dieting. All for this 87 category where I thought people would be weak bars of piss.
What do you walk around at?
At the moment, like happy 92, 93. At the moment, like 96,
what
97. I was 87. So I was nearly 10 kilograms under what I usually walk around. But I thought it'd be sick. I thought I'd be up against skinny dudes.
Yeah, it's the day of weigh-in or day before?
Yeah, it was
weigh-in?
morning.
Morning of,
all
wow.
the skinny dudes. Then I go
through.
through to a third place match and I tap to BO. This guy's body odor.
Oh, you tapped
Oh,
to BO?
BO.
He went north south on me, and
Chemical
I didn't even
warfare.
shake his hand. I ran to the toilet, washed my face. I thought it was only sick.
That's a
fuck.
That was the
powerful.
worst day of my jiu-jitsu life
North-south.
ever. I
That
shared a
sounds
car
terrible.
ride with everyone that won their weight divisions.
Yeah.
They were like McDonald's. Oh mate, that was amazing. I was depressed for a bit, like a week. Pulled myself together, never cut weight again. And now, like, turning up, even going, like, under 99, so even if I'm 96, it's not, like, a massive deal. Yeah. Just not having to care. I've got enough to worry about on the day I compete. One, I'm not that good at jiu-jitsu. Two, I don't have to...
It's not your main thing. Like, don't... Yeah, just fucking enjoy it as much as you can.
And I actually feel like a lot of dudes don't say this, but when they're carrying just a little bit more timber than usual, they often feel great. They feel better insulated. They take hits better. Like getting shredded for like sport performance. It's like
unless it's purely aesthetic, it's not the right thing to do.
Yeah, it's counterintuitive a lot of the time. So like people just need to find a happy medium. And some dudes just run a higher body fat percentage. Me, I am a bit of a gluttonous.
Like Nicky Rod runs it a little higher, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like shredded, but I got abs. You know what I mean? I guess I could get leaner for competition, but I really just I know where I like to compete at, like body weight wise, and I just kind of stay around there, and it's going well.
Yeah, for MMA, that's why I didn't. That's why I didn't cut weight for my first 2 fights. It's because like I'm already going to this new sport. It's like, why would I add the additional stress of cutting the weight? It's like, let me focus on all these new skills that I've been practicing versus this weight cut. It's like, so that's why I didn't cut that much weight.
You're over 99.
Yes, sir. I'm over 99, but I can make like 205 if I wanted to.
You had to.
So it's an interesting ADCC bracket for that weight division. We got a guy in Australia called Josh Saunders.
Saunders.
He won trials, right?
Yeah, and mate, so when I compete in the absolute, if he's in the bracket, I'm like, well, he's already won. So like, you know, it's a difficult place. Well, obviously you got Declan Moody as well. Who's sick. Is he under 99?
I think minus 99.
Yeah. But he had Felipe Pena in his first match. But like Australia, we're a bit far removed from everyone. We're like kind of out
Saunders had Pena his first match last
year.
ADCC.
And he lost that one.
How'd that go?
Yeah.
Got swept.
Yeah, I think lost on
lost
points.
by a sweep.
But like he's a big boy. I think he's like 115, 119 kg.
Yeah, which is like 250, 260 pounds.
Yeah, like and like there's not many people big really giving him a run for his money. It's been a few, but like I can't wait for this next ADCC. That weight division looks spicy.
Oh, heavyweight?
Yeah. Like
I like it spicy.
Yeah, I like knowing that even at my fattest, I'll never end up in that division. So.
Yeah. It's gonna be good. ADCC will be. Are you gonna be there?
Maybe
August, T-Mobile Arena.
You know, me and some of my teammates at home, we've been talking about you, Nicky Rod.
Oh yeah.
You know, in the Matrix where they're like, he's the one.
Oh,
we've been thinking,
that's what we say.
You're the chosen one.
I am the one.
He just has to believe.
Yeah.
And he's beginning to believe.
I said this in training. When you were teaching your drills earlier, I looked at my manager, I go, he believes. But everyone knows about it. It's gonna be interesting.
Yep, it will be fun. Did you see my bet match call out?
Yeah, is he gonna do it?
He said no. I'm not
Wait,
interested.
guys, real quick. This is the first podcast since the match. Let's talk about the match. You just fought Yuri Samoas. Come on.
Yep, Nicky Rod versus Yuri Samoas, 3-time ADCC world champion, the reigning ADCC absolute champion, and
who did he beat in the finals?
Marigali.
Marigali beat Marigali in the finals.
Scored on him and whatnot.
How many points did you score on Yuri if that were
if it was
scored?
ADCC
it had to
normally?
Be probably over 100,000.
At least.
No, honestly, I think I passed guard like three or four times, and then like the 2 takedowns and whatnot. So probably damn near 8 points. Like I won.
Nice.
I won by 5, but the whole first 10 minutes was unscored.
No points exactly.
Yeah.
No points in regulation. It was so funny after the match. You know, he does a call out bet and stuff like that. But in the back for the VT,
you were out there.
I was out there. I was out in Vegas with him. Yeah. Me and JDawgs right there giving the fucking best corner advice you could possibly give.
Not hearing a thing.
And then, did you hear us or no?
I heard you. Like,
No,
try some high stepping. And I high stepped and passed right away.
High step, a little bit. But anyways.
It was in the Apex?
Apex, yeah. So it's fucking quiet. We're right there,
yeah.
whatever. And like, we already know how NickyRod likes corners. Like, don't say much. No, you can't say too much with this guy. But they're like, how did you feel in the match? And he's like, Nicky Rod and myself went to battle, got it done.
It's another guy that competes.
He's like, we got it done.
Like, there's two of me, right?
I feel like it's good.
Two of you. What if there is actually no?
In all honesty, I think that's how you have to be. You have to be able to flip
schizo?
it. Yeah, I think so. I think if you cannot be the person that goes out into competition all the time, it's just
no. It's all.
you got to turn it on and turn it off. Exactly.
Yeah, like when I compete, I want to hurt my opponent bad.
Yeah.
But when I'm not, I'm just chilling, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a calm call out as well. You know, some people the adrenaline's running a bit too high from the match.
Yeah.
They get the mic and they just
Kind of fumble it.
it was
It
calm.
was smooth.
You're like,
Yeah.
hey, you know, and I was like, yeah, smooth. That was good, mate.
Come
Yeah,
get
so
it.
then he
Call out.
challenged Gordan Ryan 50K bet match.
Yeah. 50K bet match. He turned down.
I'm surprised I really thought that was gonna be.
I would have bet more. I would have bet maybe 100 if
I think I'm not surprised that he didn't fucking accept it.
Really?
It's-
I thought it was maybe.
I mean, it's a good. I think he probably thought about it a bit more, but it's like, okay, he beat. It's like what the risk versus reward isn't there. The
It is
reward,
risky.
he beat me when I was not that good.
Yes,
You know
exactly.
what I mean?
But now he's like, I got it. I can sail off into the sunset and like pretty much like run until he's forced to actually.
Is he?
go
You guys
against
think he does the division and the super fight again?
Probably.
I have no idea.
I don't
Who
know.
would the super fight be with?
Yuri,
Okay.
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So
Yeah, I don't think he's
that's
doing
why
it.
I thought he
I don't
would
think
take
he's
it.
doing
After
it.
that, I thought.
Nope. I don't even think he's doing it.
You don't think he's doing what?
The division. I think he's just gonna fight
I think
absolute, and then
I think when he competes, he's extremely confident, and I bet he competes, and I'll see him there. And if not,
I think he competes.
if
Yeah, I
not,
think
in the division?
I'll catch him in the I think he does. And if not, I'll catch him in the ADCC Absolute the year after.
Yeah, there you go.
And
Should we just dojo storm them tomorrow? Yeah, let's
just
I
what?
got the
let's
address.
just dojo storm them. Let's
Dojo
just
storm,
turn
yeah.
up.
Roka.
Is it
Yeah.
Roka?
I don't know where.
Just
Oh,
kick
you
the
know where it
doors
is.
in.
Roka. You know
Yeah.
where Roka
You
is?
guys
Oh, yeah.
first.
I'm the
Yeah,
smart.
I'll leg you up outside in the car park. Yeah, get them. Let's
go.
I'll come in after. Any
Here,
blue-
have a drink.
any blue belts?
Stay focused.
Yeah, I dig it.
Pretty
Just
good,
made it back.
actually.
You guys just got back. What, like Monday? Right?
I got back last night. I was in California doing some podcasts. Actually, I did the number
Not
one.
some podcast, some fucking motocross shit. Let's
was
be
the-
honest.
That was the podcast. Yeah, I did. So I did the number one podcast.
Why? Wait, why are you shaking your head?
Listen,
Two wheels on the ground at all times.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm an athlete.
Is
I
J Rod
do
an
it all.
athlete? J Rod?
I have more experience riding than J Rod does. I've studied it.
We
And-
care about you. Just be careful.
Yeah,
Thank
brother.
you.
Be careful.
This
Anyway.
is out of love. All right.
It is. It
Yeah.
is.
Anyway, so I did the
He's
number
the one.
I did the number one.
chosen one.
Can I talk now?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I did the number one motocross podcast in the world, which is Gypsy Tales podcast, and so they take me riding to Glen Helen Motocross Track, which is like a super famous motocross track in California. Do a little bit of riding, podcast after, and had a blast. I made it back safely. Right.
Okay.
I fell a couple times.
You
but I
did
got back
fall?
lightly, just like fall over.
Do you guys know about Calum von Moger?
Yeah.
No, what's
So,
that?
bro, this guy.
Say that again. What's his name?
Calum von Moger.
We went a bit
One of
wild,
the
yeah.
Best physiques ever. Like they called him Arnold 2.0.
Yeah.
And he would train with Arnold. And like this guy, as far as physique, like he a dreamy guy.
Sexy dude, huh?
And he was fucking around,
Hot lad.
doing a double bicep curl with a barbell with another bodybuilder and tore his bicep.
Oh, for sure.
So like everyone was kind of like, why would someone in such a position do something so stupid? And looking at it, it didn't look stupid, but he obviously tore his bicep.
Wait, what was
The
stupid
outcome.
about it? The fact that he was doing bicep
He
curls?
did.
Well-
He had two guys on a
Single
barbell
barbell.
side by side.
They
It
were
was
like
like
sitting.
fucking.
He was.
Fuck.
No, stand.
Wait. What?
And it was maybe 100, 140 kg, maybe 2 or 3 plates aside.
Yeah.
But because they're going in like
Oh.
synchronicity and doing it together for the gram, because it was just for a reel, it was just to get something cool. Yeah, as he comes down, like even that barbell, forcing the wrist in supination, whatever it is, he's like, oh, kind of like hurt his arm, whatever. And suddenly you're like, it's okay, he's torn his bicep. But for a bodybuilder, that's like an important thing. This is why where they see you on the bike, they're like one little freak accident. But this was the beginning of it, right? So we did that. And he took a bit of time out and he came back to Australia. And for some reason, he decided to go like abseiling off a cliff. And he slips.
He did what? What off a cliff?
Like when you like tie yourself on a rope and like walk backwards down like the edge of a cliff.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
like
Yeah, like we call it abseiling. I think.
abseiling.
Maybe that's an English term. Or like fucking going down a rope.
Descending
belaying?
down.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
I think belaying.
yeah, okay.
So like and you like feed the
it's
rope
like you like
Yeah.
jump, you like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
shoom,
Or you
like
walk.
SWAT team
he
basically.
dislocates his knee and tears his quadricep like clean.
Oh,
And it's all on video and everything. And from then, the most promising bodybuilder ever just spirals into like
fell down.
depression. His dog died. His missus left him.
Whoa! Wow!
The dog choked on a potato chip he left in a bag on the side in his
Potato
room.
chip?
Yeah.
That man has some bad karma.
But like
he's
had real bad time. I think he threw himself out of like a second-story window and broke his back. Like,
Brother.
Like all from this tear on the bicep.
All right.
So
I don't
you gotta
believe
be
that
careful.
now. Well, I believe it. I believe it. Yes, that it happened.
Wait, what don't you believe?
He's lying? No.
He must
Right,
have
the
had
man's
some.
soft.
He must have had some.
Oh, he's a
mental-
pussy.
I think he had some mental
Demons. Yeah, there's some
maybe
issues that like
something.
There's something else.
I ain't
maybe,
killing
yeah.
myself.
But I remember watching the descend, and it didn't look like that should have injured him, but it fucking wrecked his leg.
Because that's all it takes, right? And like when being an athlete is everything.
Yeah.
Like that's why like sometimes in training, I see it at B Team. I like it where sometimes you see the excited people and you're like, nah, like come on, bro. Like this is people's livelihoods. Like even someone yesterday, they're like, "Are you being nice?" I was like, "Of course I'm being nice. You're a fucking full-time athlete." I was like, "I don't even want to slip up near you." You know, like, and some people don't realize that you're just one slip or one. What's the scissor take?
From a major life. Like,
we walk
injury.
that line a lot, like where a lot of people train and they get injured all the time. It's like we are so accustomed to being like close to injury, I guess, but we're so sophisticated in what we do that it just doesn't happen.
I like that you don't film anymore. I actually asked yesterday, I was like, "Oh, can I come do like a little video?" I was like, "I'm in town, my videographer left today," and they said no, and I was like, actually, I kind of didn't even want to get a camera out near people because
At B Team?
yeah, like you have the signs now, a lot more signs since I last came. So
we would let
think
you
could
film.
Yeah, you can. It's
you can
different
film.
for you.
but
It's
then,
not.
but then someone comes in, they see the camera, they go, "Oh, I'm in the background of this shot." They're like, this is my time to shine. They're like, this is my time. I'm going viral. I'm going to make it on Craig's Insta. And then they fucking do something dangerous and someone's hurt or whatever. Like, I actually quite like that because I've seen it in training in other places. Someone starts filming, people start going, start mouth breathing.
Oh, brother. Yeah. When we were in Vegas, I did a lot of training at Syndicate and, training with some guys.
Aljo.
Trained with Aljo, trained with Marab, trained with... not a lot of training with Raul. We did like a grappling round with whatever position we had
With
there.
who?
No, Raul Rosas.
Rosas, okay.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Broken nose guy?
No, 10th Planet, the youngest.
Young dude. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
That's not
but my coach wanted to see the sparring rounds, and I was like, I'm not fucking taking that because. At the gym here, I take out my tripod. I put up a fucking camera. I watch all my sparring rounds here.
You're not gonna set that.
I was like, I ain't doing that
Aljo
here.
and Marab
When I'm about to fight fucking Marab, I'm like, yeah. Let me get some rapport with them first. But I didn't feel comfortable with that.
There's a science to the room. Have you seen it? You must know it, right? Where you have a hierarchy on the gym from left to right. Your killers are on the left, everyone else on the right. And even like it's quite endearing in some ways that people come and they travel and they're kind of down there. And even me, I like tiptoe to halfway. I'm like, if no one calls me for a roll, I'm going back to where I came from. But like,
I
it's
never
weird.
thought about it from that perspective.
Yeah, you have. There's like an invisible system where like you got some dudes like sitting on the mat and like you're doing technique and you're like, oh, they must be good. They're not doing technique.
They're not.
Fuck, they must be good.
You're like, fuck, I hope I don't fuck up his move.
Yeah, but no, it's
You cramp up again. Oh no,
Not the clenbuterol.
just trying to lose weight.
Well, I like I'm oblivious to some of that shit. I think sometimes
I am too. Yeah,
We have a sign on the mat that says the pro section, pro training only.
We have people that don't listen to that shit. Come
Yeah,
on.
that may be not there as well. You know,
That might as well not be.
might
there.
as well not be there. Is what I meant to say.
That may not be there.
That may not be there.
Yeah.
Might as well. Anyway,
But yeah. So what brings you to town? It was that tour.
yeah. So I did
Yeah.
event. We did Dubai, Edmonton, Calgary, Vancouver, Chicago, New
Fucking
York,
Dubai.
Toronto, Austin. Yeah, so like Dubai.
is that where you thought you were gay?
Different times.
That's what you said earlier, right?
So I had this.
He went back to be sure.
I'll tell you.
Just to double check.
I'll tell you the story.
I tried a lot to make sure, but I'm
So
not.
like
yeah.
for me to get a visa to work here is so much different to getting a visa to come. If we want to get an Esther, it takes 5 minutes.
Yeah.
To get a visa, it took 5 months, and then they had to take my passport. So I nearly missed the whole tour because the US wouldn't give me my passport back. Wow. But I got like an 01, which is like one of the top ones you can get.
I'm trying to get that one now.
Yeah, so like it's fucking difficult. And
How long did that take you?
5 months.
Oh,
2 attempts.
fuck.
They rejected my first one.
Oh,
Wow.
And then they were like, okay, so you want to come here and do a talk? Send us the slides of every talk you've ever done. I was like, whoa, someone's going through that. It was easier to get residency in Australia, and even then they didn't need my passport. So I was worried I was going to miss the tour. Then I reversed over some flipping rock in my car, so I was worried my car was going to break down. Then the week before I left, I swear one of my nuts was bigger than the other, right? So, but it was fine. But anyway, you know, like sometimes you're just fiddling with your nuts and you're like, oh, what's going on here? And then you think, I'm going to die. You're like, then
testicular cancer.
Yeah, it turns out.
Over.
I Googled the average age, 33. Brilliant. I'm 34. I was like, literally in this triad of anxiety. And then I was like,
You're like, and my nuts are weird. This is not good.
but then when I was at the doctor's, I actually went to go get a scan. I was like, maybe I've got blue balls. And then I go into this bit in my show about no one tells you what it's like when you move in with your girlfriend. When you move in, you just have a lot less sex. When you have a dog as well, you should know this, right? My dog just always knows when I'm horny. So he always comes in. Whenever I'm like, oh, like, now.
That's why he's always with you, bro.
He's playing with his
You come back from a lunchtime jiu-jitsu class and you're like, look, I've got a window between now and 4 p.m. After 4 p.m., I'm kind of tired. So then I joke in the talk going, maybe I'm getting older. Maybe it's my testosterone. Or I was like, maybe I'm gay. And I go through this bit like every guy in the mirror, like one time in their life looks themselves and go, are you gay? And then you go, no. And then you go, a bit defensive. Like, you know. And then you're like, okay, let's try again.
You should have heard the last podcast.
Yeah, and then you're like, am I gay? And you're like, no.
The $1 billion question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Would you suck dick for $1 billion?
Is it filmed?
Is it filmed?
Everyone knows.
No, I don't. You'd have to live with that. You need a lot
But
of
$1 billion with a B.
Yeah, but then
Damien's like, you would do it, right? Because
Right.
Yeah.
You're telling me $1 billion, you ain't doing it? 5 seconds?
5 seconds.
He's got to think. He's got to think.
I'll phone a friend.
Yeah, phone a
Wait,
friend.
what did he say? What?
Can I phone a friend?
Ask what your dad would think.
It's a multiple choice.
Yeah, I don't. And also, when you, right, this is a little tangent. Anyway. When you become a billionaire, right, so much of shit's the same. So you get a mansion here, same traffic, same iPhone, same
Helicopter.
Netflix.
Helicopter. Just want to say that.
Yeah. But then even then you'll get bored of that after a while. You know, like
Two helicopters?
So like probably not, because that would be gay. But anyway, in the show as well, I say it's illegal to be gay in Dubai.
Yeah.
Right? So when I'm in Dubai, you're probably wondering out why I was worried if I was gay. I was like, well, here I'd go to jail. And the crowd didn't
I didn't
find
go
that
to
funny.
jail, so I was.
Let's not be gay.
They laughed at everything else, and the crowd was like a tumbleweed. And I was like,
Wow, they won't laugh at gay jokes out there.
yeah, because it's illegal.
So there's like a guy like waiting. He's like, who's laughing? And they're gonna.
They must.
You must be gay.
Yeah, you must be gay.
So, so I joke.
Everyone's like,
So I joke about the fact that I was at home wanking to try and prove to myself I wasn't gay, and then I was looking at the porn and I couldn't stop looking at the dick, and so mate, this goes on for the first quarter of an hour of my show. I haven't even spoken about the book, and I'm just talking, and I go, yeah, spending 1.5 minutes trying to prove to yourself you're not gay, having a wank is pretty gay.
Yeah. Damn,
So,
that's
yeah.
pretty funny. Are you coming every day?
Probably not every day, no.
No?
Sometimes, no.
but over 30 now. Over 30 is different.
Over 30 times a day?
No.
I
I'm saying.
know, I know, I'm
okay.
Start slowing down a bit.
That's all right. No.
Can't wait to go on TRT. What?
Tell us
can't
about
wait.
that. You can tell us about that.
So like, I think, right, for jiu-jitsu, it's the most difficult sport in the world to balance weight training, jiu-jitsu, and everyday life. And I actually, after probably 34, 35, unless you've got like incredible genetics, your body's just going to give up at some point. So even though it's a bit of a cop-out, I would like to go test assisted once I've had kids.
Test assisted. Oh, yeah.
That's
Have
what
kids
they call it
first.
now.
Test optimized. I've already worked the PR.
It used to be called juice the fuck up.
Steroids. Test assisted. Yeah.
Now
that
it's
sounds great.
Because even at 34,
T-assistation.
how old are you boys?
26 here.
27.
9?
Yeah, young whippersnappers, right? Even at 34, if I give
young.
everything I can to my training, it's hard to come home and be the man of the house. You know, I'm already starting to feel that slowdown a little bit. And
You don't think that's
I just fake
like
it.
mental?
oh yeah, massively. I got my bloods down. I was hoping my test was lower. Came back at like 450. I was like, what? I was like-
450.
But like, no, I think that
Was your you had blood work done before? Like, was your test higher when you were like 25 or so?
I never had it done when I was younger.
Oh, yeah.
But I was just tired, man. You know, like sometimes I do a comp class, then an open mat, and then I wonder why I'm wrecked for 3 days. And rather than going, you did 3 hours of sparring, I'm like, I've got no test.
Do you sleep good?
Yeah, love sleep.
Yeah, you get good sleep every night.
To be fair, I'm actually fine. I just get tired because I love training. And like
Yeah.
in a great world, because like you guys know the position so well and you're at a young age, because I'm 34.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like at 30, 34, 35 for me, I will be nearing my best.
Because at 30,
you'll be like 1 second degree black belts by then, right? You'll know everything. I only started at 28, so like part of me is like, I gotta get it
super
done.
late. Yeah,
I gotta get everything in there while I still.
So I felt at 19. I'm like, I'm late, so I have to rush and fucking,
also like what you were saying with like knowing the position, you're probably also exerting yourself a little bit more than like other guys would in certain positions, just because of like the knowledge right now.
Yeah,
so
the more technically advanced you get, the less effort you need.
100%
timing and shit like that.
So it's like it's getting easier, but then I always think like I'm already planning ahead. At 44, I'm gonna need a bit of test.
44.
Nothing crazy.
More than likely.
Slightly super physiological dose. But the annoying thing is, right, in my industry, the earlier I do it, the quicker my business would be rewarded by it. Because dudes on YouTube, like when people are, oh, your legs are pretty small, I'm like, I spar 6 hours a week. I'm like, I don't have time to squat 4 times a week. I can't. Like,
it's only so much.
Yeah, have you
can do in
seen
a
John
gym.
Jones' legs? He could kick you in half.
Yeah.
Skinny legs, bro.
this is me making up excuses a bit. I've missed the weights quite a bit recently, but the jiu-jitsu thing, it's hard to balance both.
Yeah.
And like, and for instance, this is the main sport in the world that's openly test assisted. We should copyright that.
Yeah.
Like,
Assisted, that's
dude,
You know, it's actually not. You know, IBJJF World, it is illegal to do it. You get banned.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's
still
the
do it.
only. That's
IBJJF
as far
World,
as
but the World Championship.
As far as hobbyists, right? Let's imagine.
Okay, fair.
Probably the top bobsleigh team are probably on a bit of test, right? Even
Okay.
at the top level. But if you're like a Sunday League bobsleigh team in somewhere, then you're not on test. Like jiu-jitsu, I think from blue belts, purple belts, like even 6 years away from black belt, a lot of people are still on a bit of the tee.
Yeah.
That is very weird that like just even the hobbyists, there's a high percentage of hobbyists that do steroids in jiu-jitsu.
Especially the older guys, especially the late bloomers, the late starters. Because
probably because it's a kind of sport you could do into your later years. So they're like
exactly, because I could never play rugby. I started playing rugby before.
or like wrestling. It's so close to just you don't see old guys wrestling hard. You see old guys doing jiu-jitsu hard, but it's like
And like, what would be worse to my health? Like falling out of love with training or not being able to keep up or getting an injury or a little bit of test. And like, I think that I'll probably open my own TRT clinic soon, but like jiu-jitsu, no, I'll make it like test for jiu-jitsu athletes.
Yeah.
trademark test assisted. That's a
Test assisted.
amazing.
yeah.
But like, even from an environmental standpoint, we're fucked. Like, men's testosterone is declining every year on year from whether or not it's obesity, phthalates, water, like contaminants, like men
Soy.
an average
Soy?
dude in the 80s had so much more tests than we did.
You think
Why do you
so?
think-
Like
why-
like
why is that?
900,000? What do you think?
They were so much cooler.
900,000 what?
900 or 1,000 like level of
Like the
test?
level of test.
Oh no, I think it's just I think it's declining. We get 1% a year from age after the age of 30, but then at the moment we're seeing I think it's between like 4% a year. Just the average, the bang average levels of tests are dropping.
Wow.
Year on year. So like maybe it's smartphone usage, maybe it's sleep deprivation, maybe it's TikTok. You know, TikTok causes people to use their phones more, causes them
It's
to be
China.
awake longer.
Less
It's
physical.
I think on more plates, more dates, they said my test was like 810 or something like that, which is not bad.
But I think it's very different though, because like we do physical shit all the time.
You know what? I had my test testosterone checked one time. It was like 710, and then before more plates, more dates, I came that morning and it was 100 things higher. I'm just saying.
That
I
no
don't
fap
know.
thing, like, but then if you hadn't had a wank, you would have said it was something else. You would have gone, oh, it's because I wore an eye mask when I slept the night before. You know, they're like,
You could attribute it to whatever.
yeah, right, oh, I was wearing my lucky socks.
So you're nutting 3 times a day, every day.
I'm nutting at least once a day.
At least once or twice
once.
nowadays. 3 is.
And what do you think about tapping Gordan or like,
Huh?
what?
Oh, I mean, I could come no handed like that. With that.
See, this is the 800. Yeah, I'm down at 450. You
Yeah.
know? But yeah, it's an interesting one. Like not many dudes, I think, even got their bloods done. I think a lot of guys in their 30s now getting bloods done just to hope that they've got low test, which is pretty bad because you're hoping you have an ailment of hypogonadism, so you can go get a script from your doctor.
Yeah.
But here it's like America, it's a lot easier. You go to any
In
test
America, you definitely don't even need low tests. You just fucking say I'm
Yeah.
tired.
No matter
Just
what your
pay
test
them.
is, they're like, you can always do better.
because you know there's like a genetic lottery with something like height, and you're pretty fucked with that. You can go Turkey and get your knees done, or they break.
Oh,
the
would they
femur.
break that shit? I saw that.
Wait,
bro.
wait.
People get their
Oh, for
femurs.
height, for-
yeah, people
yeah,
get their
yeah.
femurs broken and extended.
Where do they do this exactly? Just so I can avoid going there because that's crazy.
Imagine your build just 6 foot tall. Yeah.
So like,
all femur.
yeah, they put
On
some out
stilts.
like a biomechanic whack, but like everything so far in life has been like a genetic lottery. But test is so easy to manipulate.
to change, yeah.
You can't make yourself taller. you like in some respects can't make yourself better looking or whatever. And like up until 10 years ago, you either had the physique to be a Greek god, or like this guy, if we were 1,000 years ago, we'd send him out in the front of the army. You know Thor, when they like send the big dudes out to fight each other.
Yeah.
Ogres.
Yeah, you'd send Nicky Rod out.
For sure.
Go get it, bring it home.
I do it happily.
Yeah. As long as you
He's
can
there
knock
with a
3
hammer,
times.
like a mallet.
Dude, I've been watching Vikings. Oh yeah, great show.
That's good.
Really gives you perspective how good we got it nowadays.
Where you came from.
Where you came from, right? Yeah.
I think about this all the time. Sometimes, like, this sounds really bad to say. I'll look at someone and they just are annoying. They're just annoying. And I'm not going to be violent or rude towards them. I'll be very polite. But I just think if it's 1,000 years ago, I probably would have fought you for your shoes.
For your shoes,
For your shoes.
And I wouldn't even wear them. I'd just walk another mile
take
and
'em.
chuck them in a bush.
Yeah.
And like, but now in modern society, we have to suppress that and go to training.
We have to ask them for their shoes.
We are no longer monkeys. We are civilized.
Hmm.
You know? Make a transition.
What are you laughing at?
Just the conversation. While I was jumping from stuff.
Yeah.
Wanking 3 times a day. Civilization.
Yeah.
Getting on that test.
I honestly,
That's how you do it.
I just have an opinion that if you come a lot, like that's a good way to boost your testosterone. Because if your balls are always empty, your body's like, holy shit, like I need
produce
more.
This guy's an animal.
Put it go
He's a
in
scientist.
overdrive.
He's a scientist.
Yeah. I scientize shit.
Scientize.
You do a lot of your own research.
I mean,
Yeah.
I'm the experiment.
You just bought a book,
I did
a new book,
oh,
not
yeah.
War anymore. It's
Peace.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. Jordan
wow.
Belfort. What's
Yeah.
the book name?
I just know it's Wolf of Wall Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
learning?
I just bought a book. I'm trying to figure out how to sell shit. I got this jerky company, and yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to be a businessman.
Email lists.
Yeah,
That's
but
all you need.
imagine
Everyone
this.
keeps saying it.
The
Email lists.
reason people will buy this is because they like you.
Because they like me, yeah. But I want to get past that to where
They don't even know
They don't
you.
need to know me. It's just a phenomenal product in the right location.
So look at this drink for a second. At the moment, the only people buying this are people that like me and Chris.
yeah, and you sold
Only way.
500,000.
And we need to get to the point where it gets big enough that we can produce enough that we can get it cheap enough to put it into retail, and then hope people will go out and buy it.
Yeah.
So like imagine this, right? This is my analogy for you. A spaceship taking off into outer space. The first 10% of the journey uses like 90% of the fuel. Don't quote me on that. So like the hardest
Pretty
part
much.
is the takeoff.
Yeah.
Like this is the part because once you get into outer orbit, you're chilling. You're there.
It sells itself.
But most people will give up. Like, do you know the average? I think 90% of podcasts never make it past like 5 episodes, and out of those 5 episodes, the next 90% don't make it past 21.
Oh shit.
So,
we're
like,
like at 60.
We're way
boy.
ahead.
99% of podcasts, you're already in the
Can't
top
quit now.
percentile.
Well, we made it. We may as well.
I think we do pretty good in the sports and fitness section.
Sports fiction.
Yeah,
Sports
we might have
fitness.
just gotten put into sports fiction. Did we? We were in like the Chilean health section of Spotify.
We're number 1 there, right? Chilean health.
Yeah.
You should do like a like I don't know, like a Nicky Rod grappler's diet, and then that's a part of their diet.
How'd you have that?
So you could make like a plan. You're like, this is what I eat in a week. This is what I eat in a week.
Yeah.
And then you're like, but before training, I want salt, I want protein. I don't want to feel too full. This is where I get my jerky. And you could even be like, you could buy mine or you could buy someone else's.
Yeah.
But you want to
Mine's
look like me.
better.
You buy
wanna
mine.
look like me, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then how much protein's in one of them bags?
24 grams protein.
Yeah, nice, perfect.
Yeah,
Pre-workout.
Good to go. Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit of sodium. Biggest thing
lot of
we
sodium.
like a lot of the jerkies have like fucking seed oils and like sugars and stuff. Keep it pretty raw. You know,
So no seed oils.
no seed oils, no extra shit, no riboflavin.
Are seed oils bad for you?
Well, tell us.
This is a great
That's a
question
good question.
to
You know
ask,
what?
right?
Like, I see a lot of noise on it on the internet. I haven't seen enough like data or evidence for
Hard
me to
evidence.
Be like, yeah, for me to
Like-
be like, oh nah. It's the
Yeah.
same. A lot of things like before as well. I used to get like such abuse for like saying that I didn't really rate warm ups, and even now we're just finding out that warm ups.
You didn't rate warm-ups?
You know, like in the gym, people on a foam roller for ages.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
stretching.
I know.
Okay.
And
Like
I'm
the
just
worst
like-
guys.
We see it. Yeah.
Like,
Almost
I've
every-
never been in like 10 years of lifting weights. I just do a little bit lighter than I need to, a little bit less lighter than I
I
need
think
to.
drilling is the best warm-up.
Yeah, like
I
moving
think.
stuff
Yeah.
like that. But like when I see someone on a foam roller, I'm like, come on, bro. But like, it's a bit of bro science. But seed oils, right? I
Seed
don't-
oils.
I think it's like a really good thing to point the finger at. Like, oh yeah, this is why everything's fucked up. But
More just oils in general.
Oils aren't good?
Like the
You
trans.
tried?
No, I'm saying like, what do you want? You want no trans fat, a little bit of
I
saturated
thought no.
fat.
I thought actually I don't fucking know.
But like even when you look at diet, right? The fact this is the thing that annoys me the most. We talk about seed oils, but like fundamentally, exercise, sweating, getting your heart rate up to a certain amount every day, sleeping 8 hours, waking up with a boner. Yeah. Like if someone's like, do I need to worry about CDawgs? I'm like, whoa.
If you're waking up with a boner, you're good. That's all you need.
Waking up with a boner, you know, like you're training hard, you know, you're passing guards. That's what I'm saying.
How do you feel about cholesterol? Because you saw my video, right?
Yeah. Do you know what? I don't know enough about it. I'll say that.
Okay.
But like some people are, oh, cholesterol's bad, but then some people are, oh, you need the blood pressure to go with it, and like all of this.
I had great blood pressure, but my shit was
I've been
It was
hearing
high
like
as fuck.
blood
That shit
pressure.
was
It's
great.
the blood pressure through the roof.
And like
pressurized.
Imagine if we could only observe you to try and this is what they say you should never do, to observe someone to create a picture of health. I reckon we could be pretty accurate as a body of people to go, this guy probably needs to eat more vegetables and sleep a bit more. This guy looks all right. Like no one's looking at you going, and the people moaning about your cholesterol in the comments, a little dweeb sat at home that have never spoken to a girl before.
I know, but I want some proper advice. Like there's some, I feel like there's some like well-known people that are like, yeah, if your cholesterol's high, it's bad no matter what you are, no matter what you look like. And then others are like, oh, as long as you're lean and you work out a lot, like high
How many
cholesterol
times
is
have they
good.
taken Gordon Ryan's back?
Huh?
What?
Well, oh, in
That's what you should say to him.
Oh,
you should
yeah.
be like, oh, so how did you do against Gordon Ryan? Yeah, shut the fuck up then.
Yeah, well, I'm trying.
Yeah, he has like very high blood pressure. He's like,
I'm trying to be able
let's
to
see you hit an arm bar. Fucking doctor. Doctor's like, I'm just trying to help
You're having
you.
a stroke. I can't
Yeah.
understand. Yeah, I took it back.
My back control is unmatched.
Yeah, like you could probably see like see a specialist about it. But I think if this physio I saw once recently, she was like the best video I've ever seen. I was like, oh, should I be worried about my posture? She was like, does it hurt? I was like, no. She was like, don't worry about it. I was like, oh, you know, like when I walk, I notice my feet kind of turn out a little bit. Aren't I supposed to point? She's like, does it hurt? I was like, no. She's like, don't worry about it. Like any concern I had, she was like, are you in pain? I was like, no. She's like, well, shut the fuck up then. And I feel like our body's pretty good most of the time of signaling to us when something's wrong. Yeah. You'd have like inflammation, rashes. You'd have like health markers. If you're a dude that nuts 3 times a day, you're probably pretty in touch with how your body feels.
I think that's what keeps me healthy. I just keep coming and kind of
solves all his problems.
It sends out the toxins.
That's my the inflammation is leaving. You know,
sunning your asshole in the morning in the garden.
I mean, I wouldn't be
gotta
against
recharge. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I think the body's pretty good at like signaling when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And then I think that's when you probably seek advice.
I think you tell NickyRod that fucking sunning your asshole. If you show him like a magazine that says sunning your asshole,
He'll do it.
for sure.
He'll benefit.
Be on his
He'll be spread equal.
I'd be like-
Vitamin D.
I'd be like, oh, it's taking too long. Let me get a magnifying glass and fucking
Burn
put it right
marks
on.
on
there,
it.
you know what I mean?
I will give you credit when you read something about like health. You do try to make the change right away.
Oh, yeah,
like
for
with
sure.
there was like bagged rice. He was eating like rice out of a plastic bag or whatever. It's like not good to eat.
Wait, like pre-cooked?
No,
Like,
yeah, pre-cooked rice, like the microwavable rice. It's perfect rice. It's 90 seconds, but you have to microwave it in plastic.
why is that bad?
Plastic.
Plastic's not good.
Yeah,
for
but
you.
Shrink your
like-
taint, right?
So apparently.
Maybe your taint's too big.
But anyways, it starts making fucking rice. Then
I mean, Brit makes rice.
fair. Yeah. Brit makes rice.
Do you filter your water?
Do I drink a lot of water?
Filter?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
I filter
filter,
my
but I
water,
don't have a fluoride filter. I just have the regular Berkey, but I'm gonna upgrade. It's
you don't have a fluoride filter in the Berkey?
No, it's two black filters. The
Oh,
fluoride one
it's
is
It's
a
like
third
the
white
amount
one.
of water you guys will drink a day. That's one thing that like the last couple of years, I just don't trust the water systems. You know, ever since the pandemic, I don't
no,
trust
bro.
people anymore.
Yeah.
But like I got this, even Brita doesn't do it properly.
Yeah.
And I saw a TikTok, well informed, about this woman complaining they got like a lawsuit or something. But then I bought one from America called Zero Water. And it takes fucking
It
forever
takes
for
even the water out, just nothing.
It comes through. But they
filters
give
it so well.
They give you this little pen to test your water. So I'm there at home like tap water 55, Brita 35. I'm like, this is disgusting. And then like,
I've been drinking this swill.
like even though I was like maybe banging lines 2 weeks before, I'm like, yeah, this tap water.
Yeah,
That's what
tap
I'm
water's
saying.
gonna fucking kill me, dude. Oh, go on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that's like the next like pill for fucking athletes to get into is like, oh, I'm not drinking. Is that tap water? Like spit it out.
Bro, that's me. I definitely filter my water. I want one of
You
those
used
like
to drink out of the garden
bro
hose in Puerto Rico.
from New Jersey. Everybody just drinks the tap water. It tastes great. I don't know what's in it, but it fucking tastes good. I've drunk it so long, all of my years.
Yeah, same.
And now he nuts 3 times a day.
Now I'm watching TikToks and shit, and they're like, "Yeah, this shit's gonna kill you."
Bro, did you guys ever hear of the life straw?
Oh,
Life
yeah.
straw.
It's like it filters it for
The
you,
filter
right?
fucking straw. So my stepdad and my uncle go like camping up at like my uncle has like some land in upstate New York. There's no like running water, no cabin. So they bring fucking life straws. They go to some pond. They get the water.
Get diarrhea.
They start drinking. Bro, they have like explosive diarrhea for like 4 days after. They like message. They're like, bro, what the fuck is this? Doesn't work. I want a refund.
They could have easily just bought gallons
of water.
right?
Yeah, they're like, no, fuck it. We're gonna be in the wilderness. I'm gonna have my life straw.
I need a life straw.
They need like antibiotics for like parasites and
You
shit.
know the shit about receipts as well?
Oh, it's like
Phthalates, yeah. And I
lead
thought,
or
What
something?
the fuck? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you can't touch
touching
receipts.
receipts.
Yeah.
We can't. I've been touching receipts my entire life.
this
that's
is one
why
of
you're so-
Huberman's things. And
So small.
when I heard this, I was like, this is bullshit. Then I looked into it. And yeah, so the way
brother.
they have like heat imagery, like printing, so like the way they print on it. So the people that touch receipts all day at work, they can find it in their bloodstream. Like it's passing through transdermal.
What?
It's phthalates. You can find it in your.
What's a
Yeah.
phthalate?
Phthalate.
I think it's like a
Just
plastic or some
put
shit.
phthalate.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's spelled,
Phthalate.
phthalate.
Wow.
But yeah, so like
Shrinks
at
your
first I was
taint.
like, nah. But if Huberman's like our canary in the mine. Like whenever we hear something, we're like, what is Huberman?
Bro, when he
Yeah,
talks,
yeah,
I'm like, this guy. This is God.
To be
This is
honest,
God's
I
word.
listen
I
to.
listen.
Bro, you know he's fucking shredded too. He's
a beast.
Bro, I saw him do a fucking workout. I was like, I respect him even more now.
Yep.
I thought he was just a dude in a fucking black button down.
And the way he keeps it on lock.
Yeah.
Got a lot of
Bro,
time for that.
he's a dog. He's a dog, man.
Yeah, great podcast.
But well,
if we
I
pester him
email
enough,
receipts.
he'll come on our podcast.
He's in
right?
Austin, I think, right? Huberman's in Austin.
I think so.
I could have made that up, but
no,
I think he's
a lot of people are in Austin. I'm not sure.
Everyone's in Austin.
We'll get Lex, bro.
Lex. Oh, we saw him at
We-
10 p.
Dude, you've been on his podcast.
was on
Fucking
his
come on
podcast.
his come on our
I should have
podcast.
been.
Bro, that's a good thing. Let's get Lex on the podcast.
He's too busy.
I'll pester him.
Bro, fucking Craig, Nicky Rod.
This is you are our
your biggest guest.
you're our
No
biggest
pressure.
guest. So you're gonna break us into the
Yeah,
mainstream.
you message Lex. You're like, look, we just had the UK's.
We'll
Biggest-
step down for you, Lex. But only
easily
if you,
in the
you know.
top 1,000 purple belts in a small island off Australia. You know, like
Yeah. Well, if I
talking
was
big
to
fish here.
if I was to refer to you, I'd say you're UK's #1
Physical trainer.
bachelor.
probably. Like, but the only thing is, the people that I would just say above me haven't actually been a personal trainer before.
They're
So
not
that's
important.
actually-
As
No,
important
don't
as
matter.
you.
Don't
They're
matter.
just influencers. I'm a real person.
Real fucking.
Yeah.
person.
Says it like it is.
Yeah.
So,
like,
are seed oils good or bad? Just can we touch on that?
What is it? See,
Seed oils. Does it matter or not?
I don't think it's something we should prioritize
Okay.
as being important in our hierarchy of improvement.
More important to fucking workouts,
Yeah,
sleep.
yeah.
because people are like, oh, I'm not gonna touch seed oils, but then they'll
then they sit
eat
on
a
the couch
fucking
and-
they'll
yeah.
eat 3 pizzas a week. You know, so it's
They're like they're going keto, but they're eating like 10
Yeah.
cauliflower pizzas.
Or they leave training without showering.
Yeah.
And you're like, you're worried about seed oils, bro. I'm worried about stuff, you dirty little fuck.
Oh
Yeah.
man,
Or a
Big
caffeine
Vince
deficit.
talks about seed oils a lot.
Big Vince. Yeah,
Big Vince.
I
I was
would
thinking
never
about
correct
our
him.
weekend.
what does he say about?
He's massive, right? And I knew this because I rolled with him 2 years ago. But like
Yeah.
when I left training yesterday, the guys I was with, I was like, they were like, how's training? I was like, you don't understand how big these guys are.
Dude.
So I showed them a picture of Vince on Insta and they didn't get it. Then today, Luke saw Vince and was like, mate, that's who Chris Hemsworth wants to be.
yeah.
And I was like,
That's the real Thor right
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, yeah.
you
Yeah.
can't cheat those genetics.
He's a Viking, bro.
He
That,
is
that
a-
has,
yeah, he
that's
is a
like
Viking.
Viking.
I think he
Fucking-
played a like a Viking on a show one time, like in the back. It was like
Really?
a background in like a movie or
did?
something.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't know
I
that.
talked-
I didn't know
talked to him
that.
about this. Yeah,
Bro, he needs to be like a main character of a Viking, bro. He's a
Yeah.
fucking looks like a Viking.
Should, yeah.
I was terrified of him in the beginning.
Me
I was
too.
bro,
I'm like,
this
I'm
guy,
just gonna not be friends
I
with
need
this
to have
guy.
a gun around this guy.
What's his weakness? Ask him for a mate.
Weakness?
probably the same as yours.
A gun is his weakness.
Oh, yeah,
I think.
yeah.
That's
Well,
it.
no, I mean in training, like, has he got an Achilles
I
heel?
see. Also a gun.
I guess literally Achilles heel. I guess like that
Just
is.
try to get on top of him.
That would never happen.
You're gonna have to play legs against
Are
him.
you gonna pull
That-
guard?
No, I'm gonna have to surprise him when he's not looking. Like,
Yeah, jump on his
before
back.
training,
Yeah.
Just feed him some clenbuterol.
Dude,
He'll
did you-
seize up. Oh shit! What have you done
You'll
to me?
sweep him.
Dude, did you see the video of the Achilles slice? Right, we have.
Oh.
Oh
you
my
sh-
God,
How did that
bro.
get so many
guys,
views?
I've never
This-
seen this.
Oh fuck! It's the most viral video out of any of the B team guys.
No.
Yeah,
How many
JDawgs.
views?
It's over 30 million.
30
Yeah,
million.
maybe like 35 million.
Everyone's
views.
like, "This is how you defeat giants."
over 1 million likes.
Let me see. Where's this thing at?
Is this someone tapping?
No,
Not even.
It's just such an idiotic. We play like a stupid game. He like sneaks up on me, right? and fake slices my Achilles, right? It's
This
idiotic.
fucking thing.
And I get my payback. Boom, boom. Right? So something so simple, but it gets over 1.2 million.
Just slapping his Achilles.
Yeah, because
It's just like pretend slice.
because we have this thing. He's like in the wild. I would sneak up on you. I'd cut your Achilles and I'd kill you. I'm like, no way. I feel it coming. And so he snuck up on me one day, and then I fought. Yeah, and he fucking fake sliced me. But 1.2 million likes and then like 25 million views.
They're probably trying to figure out what's
More
going
than
on.
that,
Yeah.
Probably right. It's
37 million views.
What is it about that video?
They're probably just so confused.
what
like,
is
what
that?
is happening?
37
But there's
million.
more. No, there's more confusing videos out there.
Well, no,
like,
people. There are literal.
What?
Like, there are comments saying like, "Was that a pressure point? Like, was that a pressure point they got him?"
Wow.
Yes.
So
yes.
okay, there's actually people who think this is real. That's what this
for
is.
sure.
Well, people think that pressure points are real. Like if you have no martial arts experience, you're like, oh wow, you could just
God.
push a pressure point and kill somebody.
Someone from
Like, what are
Krav
they wasting
Maga is that
Dude,
that
yeah.
to the,
Yeah.
23,000 likes. Is there an actual like pressure point or something, or is this just friend humor? Like literally has
Yeah.
no idea.
That's so funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
He
god.
struck gold with that. He went from like 9,000
9,000
followers to like almost 20. Right?
He's over
That's
20,000.
insane.
Just 20K followers. This
JDawgs.
is like 3 or 4 days.
You used to get like paid for reels a couple of years ago, weren't you? They
Yeah.
tried that creative.
Yeah,
They still do
that-
it or no?
No,
Bro,
they don't
imagine
do
that
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Right, TikTok,
You'd make $100.
TikTok started paying in the UK, and then like
Oh, wow.
I had like a $3,000 month, and they just canned it.
Yeah.
So it didn't pay out either.
Yeah.
Like,
My
They
best
didn't
month.
pay you.
Paid me 500 out of 3,000.
Bullshit.
Yeah, and it's just
They've
sat
done
there.
that on Instagram with me too. They're like,
Really?
a reel starts doing too well. They're like, nah, we'll give you like $50.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. My best month on Instagram was like $3,500, and then the month after they were like, yeah, we're gonna stop this.
Yeah,
We
it's
are
too expensive.
losing money.
Yeah.
They probably made it back.
The
with
YouTube
that.
stuff's hard. Like YouTube. This is the crazy thing, right? This is another thing that I'll fuck your head with, right? So I joined like a high ticket YouTube course, and the guy in it was like, "Oh, you want to get paid by YouTube?" He was like, "That's stupid." He was like, "For you to make good money, you need millions and millions of views." He was like, "But if you had a product you were selling, you don't need that many views at all." Then he shows me a guy in this program made $33,000 from 800 views because the amount of people that watched the video bought his course.
What was it? Oh, a course?
Yeah, so it was like a niche course. So like imagine you get a YouTube video that gets 1,000 views, but out of it 125 of them buy your product or recurring revenue or service or whatever. There will be YouTubers making 1 million views a video that are getting paid less per video than you, but you were trying to get paid by Google, not by doing whatever it was you were doing. So like that's the ultimate flex, where there's small YouTube accounts with like
Making
10,000
bank.
subs, making like millions a month.
Fuck.
Wow.
We need that.
We need a product.
We
Patreon.
need an email list. That is the secret.
Well, we need a product to monetize.
First email list, then the product. That's the
We have
number
nothing
one.
to sell.
We could sell email list. That's a
You
thing.
could even say something like, "Hey guys, give us your email address, and we'll let you know when we drop the podcast. We'll let you know before it goes live."
Well, we're thinking about doing actually, we're gonna do a Patreon.
Yeah.
Where,
Maybe like what kind of content are we gonna put on there?
We're gonna put this-
What's your? Yeah, I want
what's
to
your
hear
thoughts?
James' thoughts on the Patreon.
I
'Cause
think unless you're Tim Dillon, it's not really a good idea because then
really?
you're gonna alienate your
Core.
growth. Yeah, because a lot of people need nurturing. Your biggest fans right now needed to listen to 3 to 5 episodes for free before they became your biggest fans.
Well, what we were thinking of is doing early releases and unedited footage on the Patreon, but still have the normal podcast on YouTube.
I don't know if we make enough content to supply a Patreon.
I would just ask your
No, it's the same Patreon.
I'd
It's the
ask your
same
viewership
podcast.
to support you,
Huh?
and like
To support us.
Yeah, but
like
like
a GoFundMe.
yeah, or like
With a
Buy
Patreon.
our merch.
That's what I said. I said let's start a Patreon.
Say it's like say it's you three. Maybe you alternate with whatever it is. Like you just say it gets to the end of an episode and you're like, right, Nicky, off you go. And you're like, okay, guys, here's my biltong. Ships to the US. It costs this much. Like we'll keep doing this podcast for free. We're not going to do a Patreon, but we need your support because we can't afford to keep doing this forever. You know, then you could do like I think people would appreciate you guys to maybe do digital assets. Maybe imagine you recorded like a 20-minute video in the gym, even on iPhone. On a position that you're working through that you think is going to be revolutionary, and you're like, "Hey guys, it's you know it's $15." Then you've got low effort, potential high return. You know, if only 10 or 100 people buy it, you're still making money. You could be making $1,000 for 20 minutes. You put it on Vimeo, and then when the purchase comes through, you send them the link or like YouTube or whatever.
We do a series. We call it Simple Techniques.
Yeah, and then the simple man techniques, and then So like,
That's good.
because people that listen to this pod are probably willing to part with like $10, $15. The reason that people don't want to spend $250 on a 6-hour tutorial is they're not going to watch 6-hour tutorial.
Yeah.
It's not because they don't value what you have. It's not because they don't value your jiu-jitsu, which it can feel like when you push something online. It's because it's not sexy enough for them at the moment. But then, like I say, if you like, because the reason I said this to Jeremy Skinner as well, I said, if you had an email list before you go to Singapore to compete ADCC, you could say, hey guys, here's a rash guard. I make $25 profit on it, and all the profit's going to pay for me to go to these trials so I can hopefully win and go to ADCC. People would be like, fuck yeah, let me buy that rash guard. Like,
let's make a simple man rash guard, make simple man techniques, simple man.
Yeah, and just be open about, be open with your profits.
Shit.
Be like, look, if 1,000 of you guys buy this, it's just enough for us to fly to Vegas and get an Airbnb.
Fly to Dubai, make sure we're not gay.
So
Yeah.
how about for the selling jerky? Do you think I should focus on well, I'm guessing you're gonna say email address, right? Something like that.
That's a good way to do it. On socials, of course, as well. Like you just need a real easy way for them to buy it, because if they have to like, do you have a website? Do you have like Shopify or something like that?
Yep, website, yeah.
And just be like, hey, just put your faith in me. If you don't like it, come fight me.
Come find me, yeah.
But like, be jovial with it as well, because it's not a serious product. It is a serious product, but it's not like, this is 6 hours of turtle on the DDS. You're like, I made some jerky, and I think there's nothing wrong with you guys trying to make bank and being open about it. Like in the UK, there's this crazy culture with these YouTubers where when they do paid ads, the people in the comments are like, go get that money. Yeah, promote Pringles to me, bro. Go get that money. And I think you can't be afraid of just saying to people like, yo, this is how I make a living. Like, everyone knows jiu-jitsu is not the highest paying sport. If you had this level of mastery in any other domain, you'd
be loaded.
Yeah.
So like,
except maybe, I don't know,
because
bowling.
the people that support you through this podcast and buy your products will feel good from it.
Yeah.
And let them know like, hey, I got rent to pay.
Yeah.
And they'll feel like a part of your journey as well. Then you send an email after and you're like, hey guys, I managed to bump my flight to business class because of what you did. Here's a picture. Appreciate you all. Can't wait to help you over the next couple of years.
They're going to be like, that's what you're spending your fucking money on.
How about like when I'm producing content for the jerky, like, I'll make videos of like how to eat the jerky and post content with me eating the jerky, consuming it on the Instagram.
It won't do well because people will get bored. And also,
bored,
any
right?
colder audience it goes to, there won't be. So instead, think about the knowledge you have in wrestling and takedowns and leg picks and whatever. Then at the end, just smile and be like, and this video is sponsored by, like my Biltong brand. Go fucking buy some. Because then they're engaged 20 seconds in, their shoulders relaxed, they're actually absorbing the content. They go, oh, that's pretty interesting. Never thought about that.
know they're getting sold, and they just kind of
Then pull it out your fucking shorts at the end or something. Or just get one of the boys to throw it at you and be like, did that help your takedowns? Buy my jerky. Because then they're getting value, then you're trying to sell to them. Whereas if you just try and sell to them, it's like, it's a one-way street.
Yeah.
And then if you can get into a good enough habit of selling to them in a fun manner,
Yeah.
they're always going to watch the videos. They're going to come for the techniques, and eventually they're going to go, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to buy some jerky.
Because I noticed like Red Bull, right? Obviously a well-known brand, but like on their social media, they don't really have like pictures or videos of Red Bull. They have like pictures of or content about the culture of behind Red Bull.
But Red Bull's the brand, and the drink, you're the brand. So you're the brand of that jerky.
Yes.
I guarantee that's the way you need to play it. And you're like, look, these techniques are mine. You like my brand because my brand helps you suck less at wrestling. Now, I'm here to help you. You need to help me. And eventually, the law of reciprocity, if you do enough for them, they're going to buy it. Same way that I just gave unrelenting fitness advice every day for years. Then when the book came, people bought it. People are like, oh, it's the least I can do. You help my wife with understanding calories or whatever it is.
Find a way to help people.
Yeah, because then they're going to feel the likeness of giving it back. Say like, I don't know, even just any act of kindness that you give to someone, they'll want to help back. So rather than just trying to sell it, I reckon you've got so many techniques in your head, so many things you're teaching. If you just give everything, like Jason Rao, do you think he's really bothered that he's going to teach too much on Instagram? No. And that people are going to go, oh, we've seen it all now, let's unfollow him. They're now like, fucking hell, that backside 50-50 entry fucking changed my life. I tapped a brown belt, I'm only a blue belt. Jason Rao's the man. And then when he reached an instructional, they're like, yeah, this guy's my God. So
he's a good following.
Yes,
does he?
Because he just relentlessly. So imagine this is your approach. Gary Vee calls it like jab, jab, right hook. So give is the jab. You need to set up the right hook. If you just talk about your biltong, you might not have jabbed your audience enough to right hook them. You'll understand that.
Damien's like, now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, now I know.
No,
Why did you say that from the beginning?
Yeah, I definitely understand that. Find a way to help people. I do like. That's definitely something I could do. You know, like maybe break down a sequence of techniques that I used in my previous competition, and then throw in the jerky at the end somehow.
There's even things that I can recall that you've already taught me. I haven't seen you for 2 years, and I remember my hand wasn't in the right place on a necktie. You made me put it on the crown of the head for a snap down, and I'll never forget front headlock. Pull their weight over their knees and throw their body over their foot as you pick the foot.
Yeah.
I've been using that for 2 years.
Yeah.
The amount of people I've sat on their ass doing that. And I was like, if you ever said to me, I need a favor, I'm like, fuck yeah, whatever it is. You know, come on the pod tomorrow, I'm there. Because it's the law of reciprocity. You know, I've sat so many people on their ass with the two techniques that if you can get into people and change their lives, like your social media really is about addressing the problems the people that follow you are facing. Then eventually, if you solve enough of those problems, when it comes to right hook 'em, they will do the thing you ask them to.
Damn, that's good stuff. Good stuff, James.
And it goes the same for three of them.
Call it
Today my manager was like, what'd they like? I was like, NickyRod was behind me once. I sat straight to my butt because I was terrified. I was like, yeah, I got beaten pretty bad. By the other two, I was like, too many times I think I've rolled with them. Like, and then I was like, Nicky Rod, I don't want to talk about it. You know, like, but it's sick. It's like, you're helping people. All the knowledge you have, and you're all very different athletes, right? If you were to both explain the same technique the same way, you wouldn't actually explain the same technique the same way.
Yeah.
Even if
my technique would be better.
Well, it would be like far
simpler,
less worded.
Imagine that, like, this is another thing to really like kind of think about as well, is every technique you're going to teach them has already been taught, but it hasn't been taught by you. So imagine this. Sometimes I go look at the best performing videos on YouTube and I just make one. And people go, oh, this is just like their video. I went, yeah, but it was funny because I did it. You know, like I put my own spin on it, and that's what you should do. Yeah. Even if all five of you did the same technique every day,
it will come out different.
Yeah.
That's why I'm going to do my own Achilles slicing video.
Fucking gets cheater.
Look, it's going to be funny because I just did it my way.
Different.
It's different. If I get fucking 10% of what he got.
Imagine any video like that just
fucking
goes crazy
3 million
viral.
views. That's crazy. It got 37 million views.
But he got paid nothing.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna like
in the system potentially. Yeah, I agree
down
with
the
that.
road. Like now he has more.
Now he's a
marketing.
podcast.
Now he has
doubled
a podcast,
his following.
Doubled his following.
Yeah,
like that's gonna residual. Like
I'm slicing somebody's Achilles
with a real knife. It's possible. He proved it's possible.
Nicky Rod starts screaming. I sliced it with a fucking machete.
Did you see that? You get it.
But it's good that, and then imagine, you know, Mr. Beast, right?
Yeah.
He has a certain, I think he has 8 buckets where his content is 24 hours in, last one to remain in. They're all actually the exact same thing. And if you look at his content, he does the same 7 topics with a different word. So he has the niche for every single one. So it's like, oh, we need to do 24 hours in something. Oh, we need to do last one here survives. He actually only has 8 topics that he refreshes every time.
Just with different like parameters and styles. And
so you guys could create, let's say, 5 buckets where you go, okay, leg attacks, front headlock, something completely for fun, and pissing off Craig, right? They could be, and then one more, whatever. Then when you're not sure what to post about, you can create a routine where you're like, oh, it's leg attack day. Oh, it's front headlock day. Oh, we got to wind up Craig. Then you get this perfect mix of videos that make you go viral, videos that will convert your leg locking following, videos that will really help your front headlock wrestling dudes or whatever. And then you create some like system to it, and then you can decide what buckets of content are doing better, which ones to drop, which ones to do more of, and then having some kind of having some kind of process to it so you know what you should be doing. And then, because if you do it off the fly, you might run the risk of getting caught in the trap of just making viral content, but then you get no sales. And then you might go the other way where you make loads of sales, but you don't grow your page at all.
Interesting. Fuck.
Well,
all right, I'm gonna have to head out of here. You guys,
gotta
fight. Gotta go get
gotta fight some demons.
Yeah, fight some demons.
Oh yeah, James Smith. I can't thank you enough, my guy.
Yes,
brother.
sir.
Very much.
Truly, thank you.
Awesome.
Very knowledgeable. You helped me out. Gave me some great ideas, and per usual, I will take your advice.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, guys, thanks for watching the Simple Man podcast. If you guys watched till the end, leave. You want an Aussie flag or UK flag? What do you represent?
He's from the UK, but
Yeah, whatever they feel.
All right, do the UK or Aussie flag.
They look the same.
Buy their products. Buy the biltong, man. Where are you selling at the moment?
On our website, link in our bio.
link in our
Yeah,
bio.
buy
Merch is
the
there.
t-shirts, buy the merch.